The year is 800 AD. Inside the Grand Basilica of St. Peter in Rome, a momentous event unfolds. Welcome to Cryptic Mystic Vault, where we unravel the secrets of ancient mysteries. Charlemagne, the powerful king of the Franks, kneels at the altar. Pope Leo III places a crown upon Charlemagne's head. The crowd erupts. Charlemagne is declared Emperor of the Romans. This act marks a turning point in European history. Charlemagne's coronation was not just a symbolic gesture, it was a calculated political move. The papacy sought a protector against threats from within Italy. Charlemagne saw an opportunity to legitimize his rule over a vast territory. This fusion of spiritual and temporal authority would shape Europe for centuries. The coronation signaled a revival of learning, art, and literature, later known as the Carolingian Renaissance. Charlemagne's coronation in Rome marked the beginning of a new era. Charlemagne's reign was marked by relentless military campaigns. He inherited a powerful but fragmented Frankish kingdom from his father, Pepin the Short. Through strategic alliances and brutal force, Charlemagne expanded his domain. He subdued rebellious dukes within his own kingdom, ensuring their loyalty. He then turned his attention outwards, conquering neighboring territories. Charlemagne's military prowess was legendary. He personally led his armies into battle, earning the respect and fear of his enemies. His campaigns were often framed as defensive wars or missions to spread Christianity. One of Charlemagne's most enduring conquests was the subjugation of the Saxons. The Saxons, a pagan Germanic people, fiercely resisted Frankish rule. Charlemagne's campaigns against them were long and brutal, lasting over 3 decades. Charlemagne's conquests transformed the political map of Europe. Charlemagne was not just a warrior king, he was also a shrewd administrator and reformer. He understood that military power alone could not hold his vast empire together. To ensure stability and loyalty, he implemented a series of administrative reforms. Charlemagne divided his empire into counties, each ruled by a count. These counts were responsible for maintaining law and order, collecting taxes and raising troops. To ensure their loyalty, Charlemagne established a system of royal inspectors known as missi dominici. These inspectors, often bishops and abbots, traveled throughout the empire reporting back to the king. Charlemagne also understood the importance of law and justice in maintaining order. He commissioned the writing down of customary laws and issued royal decrees, known as capitularies. Beyond administrative and legal reforms, Charlemagne also sought to revive learning and culture. This period, known as the Carolingian Renaissance, witnessed a flourishing of art, literature, and scholarship. Monasteries under Charlemagne's patronage became centers of learning. Charlemagne's reforms left an enduring legacy, laying the groundwork for the development of feudalism. His efforts shaped the political and cultural landscape of Europe for centuries. In 814 AD, Charlemagne died, leaving behind a vast empire. His heir, Louis the Pious, though a devout ruler, lacked his father's charisma and political acumen. Louis's reign was marked by internal strife and growing instability. One of the most significant challenges Louis faced was the issue of succession. Following Frankish tradition, Louis divided the empire amongst his sons, hoping to ensure their loyalty. However, this decision backfired, leading to open rebellion and civil war. Louis's piety also contributed to the empire's weakening. He was easily swayed by clergymen, granting the church greater power and autonomy. Adding to Louis's woes, Viking raids became increasingly frequent and devastating. The stage was set for the empire's fragmentation and decline. The simmering tensions within the Carolingian Empire finally boiled over after Louis the Pious's death in 840. His sons, Lothar, Louis the German, and Charles the Bald, each vying for a larger share of the inheritance, plunged the empire into a bloody civil war. In 843, the warring brothers finally agreed to a truce, meeting in the city of Verdun to formally divide the empire. The Treaty of Verdun redrew the map of Europe. Lothar retained the imperial title and a long, narrow kingdom. Louis the German received the eastern portion of the empire, which would evolve into the Kingdom of Germany. Charles the Bald received the western portion, which would become the Kingdom of France. The Treaty of Verdun marked the end of the unified Carolingian Empire. This fragmentation paved the way for the emergence of feudalism. Though the Carolingian Empire ultimately crumbled, Charlemagne's legacy continued to resonate. His reign left an enduring mark on the political, religious, and cultural landscape of Europe. Charlemagne's conquests and administrative reforms laid the groundwork for the development of feudalism. The Carolingian Renaissance had a profound impact on intellectual and cultural life in Europe. The preservation and copying of classical texts ensured that ancient knowledge was not lost. Charlemagne's coronation as Holy Roman Emperor in 800 AD had profound consequences. It established a precedent for the close relationship between the papacy and secular rulers. The idea of a unified Christian empire continued to resonate throughout the Middle Ages. Charlemagne's empire, though ultimately ephemeral, left an indelible mark on European history. His legacy continues to fascinate and inspire historians and history enthusiasts alike. Imagine a world where Charlemagne's empire never fractured. Europe, united under a single rule, might have seen fewer internal conflicts and a stronger resistance against external threats. The Renaissance could have started earlier, with a unified Europe fostering innovation and cultural exchange. Modern European languages and borders would be vastly different, potentially leading to a more cohesive European identity. This alternate history suggests a Europe that could have been a dominant global power much earlier, shaping the world in unprecedented ways. In this alternate timeline, the Carolingian Renaissance might have sparked an earlier scientific revolution, accelerating advancements in technology and exploration. A unified Europe could have established stronger trade networks, leading to economic prosperity and cultural flourishing. The arts and sciences would have thrived under the patronage of a consolidated empire, positioning Europe as a beacon of knowledge and progress. Religiously, a singular Christian empire might have minimized the schisms and conflicts that later defined the medieval period. A unified church could have wielded immense influence, potentially fostering a more harmonious relationship between faith and governance. However, this vision of an unbroken empire isn't without its challenges. The sheer size and diversity of Charlemagne's realm would have required extraordinary governance and diplomacy. Balancing the needs and ambitions of various regions and cultures would have been a monumental task, yet the intrigue of this alternate history lies in its possibilities. The world we know today could have been profoundly different, shaped by the enduring strength and unity of Charlemagne's empire. It invites us to ponder the endless what-ifs of history and the enduring impact of Charlemagne's legacy on the tapestry of time. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more explorations into the symbols that shape our world.